And now, your forecast first from the CBS 17 Storm Team.
Well, the radar tonight looks a lot different than it did last night, thankfully. And going forward, rain won't be our issue. It'll be heat. Good evening, and thanks for being here with us on CBS 17. So not a lot to talk about tonight in the rain department. And the rain chances stay low tomorrow. But we could start off Wednesday morning with some fog. Temperatures very warm and muggy in the mid to low 70s. Maybe a sprinkle here or there in the morning time. Dry and generally mostly cloudy through lunchtime. But our temperatures climb, definitely warmer than today. Noontime temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. The 90 streak starts tomorrow. It comes with heat index values above 100, but there's still a cold front. I'll update you on when that moves through here in just a few minutes.
Now, local news that matters. This is CBS 17
The
News.
damage that happened in Johnson County to our state-maintained roads actually was worse last night than during Florence 2 years ago. I mean, it hit parts of Johnson County really hard.
It's been almost 24 hours since 2 children disappeared in floodwaters in Johnston County.
Rescue crews saved the mother, but the boy and girl were swept away. CBS 17's Maggie Newland in Smithfield tonight.
Even after the official search wrapped up, some family members stayed in the area to try to look for the missing children. And even late into the night, some community members went out on the water to try to find the little boy and girl.
We were just really shocked and devastated, and we just really feel sorry for that mother.
Hearts are heavy in Smithfield after a day of searching for 2 children swept away in floodwaters ends with no sign of them. Firefighters say just before 11:30 Monday night, a mother called 911 saying she was in her car in the water and had been swept off the road. Firefighters rushed to the scene.
They got into the water and they were able to rescue a child, and the mother. The water was so turbulent that the boat capsized, and they lost the child, but they were able to regain the mother.
Firefighters say 4 of their swiftwater rescue boats capsized as they tried to save the children, and several firefighters had to be rescued. All day, teams searched for the children, who family members say are a boy and girl ages 4 and 5. Neighbors say people in the community continued to search on their own.
I know if it was my child, I would want everybody to help me. So I think it's great that the community's doing that.
Those who can't join the search say they're keeping the family in their prayers. The sheriff's office says the official search will resume in the morning. In Smithfield, Maggie Newland, CBS 17 News.
And new at 11, Warren County confirms a woman died in last night's flooding. The director of emergency management says an abandoned car was found in the Ridgeway community about 2 miles north of Norlina. The woman's body was found today. At this time, the woman's name is not being released.
I'm not surprised at all, because it's been going on for a while now.
We are digging deeper after the state found toxic foam in Grays Creek in Cumberland County. Homeowners reported seeing foam in the creek to the Department of Environmental Quality. Now the DEQ says preliminary test results found significant chemicals known as PFOs in the foam. According to the EPA, industries are no longer using the chemicals, but they're still around in the environment and are known to cause health problems. Ray Roberts says his well water is contaminated by chemicals produced at the nearby Chemours plant.
I'm not surprised at all, because it's been going on for a while now. People talk about how they get cancer down the street and stuff all around us.
A Chemours spokesperson says the company does not use PFOs, and they say they're reducing the number of PFAs at their plants by 99%. Tonight, Orange County deputies are trying to figure out how a body ended up of a South Columbia street in Chapel Hill this afternoon. They say someone found that person across the street from Southern Village. Right now, we're still waiting to learn the name of the person and how that person died.
Wayne County deputies arrested a man armed after he barricaded himself inside a house near Apex. We first brought you this story live at noon. Stephon Harris is now in custody. Wayne County deputies and Apex police were called to reports of a man with a gun on Evans Road just after 8 o'clock this morning. Officers used tear gas and was able to get into the home and take Harris into custody. He's charged with assault after pointing a gun at law enforcement. The Durham County Sheriff's Office arrested this man involved in a deadly crash. Jalen Williams is his name. He's facing several charges, including second-degree murder and reckless driving after a police pursuit on August 23rd. Deputies say they were trying to stop the driver on Page Road. They say Williams didn't stop and crashed into another car. The driver in the car that was hit, well, that man was killed. Williams is currently in the Durham County Jail under a $500,000 bond.
We think it's positive movement. We think it can help to boost our economy in a safe way.
Get ready for phase 2.5. Starting Friday at 5 o'clock, some of the governor's COVID-19 restrictions are loosening up. CBS 17's Amy Cutler live tonight with what this means for you. Amy.
Yeah, Marius, bottom line here, it means more businesses will be allowed to reopen. Still, some small business owners, like the owner here of Catering Works here in Raleigh, tell me it's just not good enough.
And we're doing everything we can.
Jill Santa Lucia started Catering Works 31 years ago. More recently, she expanded that business into event planning and opened a venue next door, the Laurelbrook.
We were on track to have our best year ever. And so with the cancellations, there's no planning for this.
They used to make more than 1,000 meals a day. Now it's 50. 10-person weddings and the occasional business meetings don't pay the bills. Overall, business is down almost 90% from this same time last year.
We had high hopes today that we were going to get some good news. And unfortunately, it was not the news we wanted to hear.
After more than 3 months in phase 2, the governor announcing we'd move into phase 2.5. That means mass gathering limits will be raised from 10 to 25 people indoors and from 25 to 50 outdoors.
Restaurants can do 50% capacity. In these wedding venues, we should be allowed to do the same. It's your family and your friends, and they're going to be much more considerate.
The shift also means outdoor playgrounds can reopen. That taped-off equipment, detached swings, and locked gates will be changing. Indoor playgrounds able to operate at 30% capacity. Museums and aquariums also opening their doors. They'll be at 50% capacity.
I was a little surprised that it happened today. We thought we'd at least have another week before he started talking about it at all.
Dale Wilson is the vice president of hospitality at Marble's Kids Museum. He says they've been planning for months how they would reopen safely.
But we'll be doing a timed entry kind of admissions reservation, so we can limit the people who are in the building, know when people are arriving, do contact tracing.
Now, Marble's Kids Museum says they hope to reopen this month, but they have not set a specific date just yet. Another shift that goes along with moving into phase 2.5 also requires children 5 and older to now wear a mask. Live in Raleigh, Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News.
Amy, thank you. Parents in Orange County pushing for the district to reopen the schools. This comes as parents have been dealing with internet issues, problems with logging into online programs, and frustrations with keeping their children focused at home. A group of parents calling on the district to create a timeline for when the school will reopen. But other parents argue it's simply not worth the risk.
I'm not saying we mandate all families to just come back tomorrow. I'm saying we offer a choice.
I just don't think it's safe for our kids or our teachers. Until it's safe and until we know more about COVID-19, I just don't think it's the right time right now.
Orange County is planning on sticking with remote learning through the first 9 weeks of the semester. Then school leaders will reevaluate and see if schools can reopen. Parents across the state could get another stimulus check by the end of the year. Republicans in the General Assembly revealed new details about the plan today. They want to use part of the money remaining from the Federal CARES Act to send out $335 to each household that has a child. Republicans say the goal is to help families with the cost of remote learning or homeschooling. The checks would go out by December.
With schools closed, parents are facing many unexpected financial burdens. Lost hours, worrying about child care, supplemental materials, and so much more.
Democrats have said they support helping families, but question if this is just an election year strategy to try to get votes. The state has to spend the money from the CARES Act by the end of the year.
How long do you think it would take to get where it needs to go?
Are you planning to vote by mail? Our Steve Spraccia conducts a snail mail experiment to see how long it might take your ballot to get to the election board.
And the same area of high pressure that is steering 2 tropical systems away from the United States is going to be responsible for our heat up. I'll tell you how hot it's going to feel and how much cooler it'll be this weekend after the cold front in less than 10 minutes.